my name is Amanda Jane. I'm a certified breathwork coach, a conscious mindset mentor, and a holistic home energy balancer. And I teach you how when you slow down your breath, you slow down your life, and you have the ability to experience the beauty, the flow, and the magic that the universe has to offer. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was how when you slow your breath down, you have the ability to really take control in how you relate to others. So that could be conversations that you would be having with either your friends, with your partners, loved ones, with children, with parents, co-workers, and how really being present by slowing your breath down will allow you to see the conversation for exactly what it is and what you need to actually get from that particular interaction. Now, I certainly know that when people are having conversations that everyone just wants to be heard, and that's a natural thing and that's okay. But what tends to happen is that when you go about a conversation with that mindset, or that two people go about that conversation with that mindset, is you end up talking over each other. You end up not really listening so much. You could be distracted by something as well. It could be, I don't know, something that you've just heard or experienced just before that conversation starts. Or, you could have your mobile phone quite close to you, which means that you're certainly not really being present in that conversation at all. So when you are relating to people, a great way to have the ability to be able to express yourself in an authentic manner, and also have the person that you're speaking with have the ability to express themselves in an authentic manner as well, really allows for that conversation to flow and for the magic to start to happen, and for everything that needs to come into that energy field and that's coming from the universe actually happen and flow the way that it should. So in order to do this, it's really very, very simple. What you would do first of all is, when you're actually talking to that person, really look them in the eye when you're speaking to them, really get that connection and really feel them. And then start to slow your breath down to the slowest rate that you can possible. So you could do, as I've mentioned in the video previously, you could just do a 5-5 breath, which is nice and simple. Don't really have to count, but if you just start with doing it in that, as slow as that, making sure that you're always breathing into your belly, you will then be able to bring yourself into a calmer, more balanced state. So if you want to just try that first of all. So as I said, you want to be looking that person right in the eye, and you're breathing in. And you're breathing out as you're speaking to them. So that's going to do a number of different things. Now, the first thing is, obviously, because you're slow breathing, as I've mentioned before, you're going straight to your parasympathetic nervous system. So automatically you're coming into a state of calm, of peace, of balance, and it will allow you to really get into the flow of that conversation. But as I said, really have the ability to be able to listen to that person as they speak, because that's really important. What you find then when you're in that state, regardless of what that conversation is, it could be a conversation that could be a nice and easy conversation that you might be having with a friend. It could be a situation where they are, there's something come up for them and they really need to speak to you about it. Regardless of what it is that you're doing at the time, you still need to be able to stop and listen and really get yourself into that balanced state. It could also be, you could meet somebody on the street, let's say, for instance, and they, might be going through something, and you want to be able to, either be there for them so that you can, can't put them into a more calm state. So it works in so many different ways. And so what that basically does, certainly for the person that you're speaking to, it automatically makes them feel safe, because they know that you are really listening to everything that you're saying, because you're looking into their eyes, and it's like you're, imagine really connecting to their soul. And so they start to feel calm, they start to feel safe. They then start to calm down, particularly if they're feeling quite irate. They also start to calm down as well, because they can see that you're calm and you're not reacting to the way that they are speaking to you at that time. So as I said, it works in so many different ways for so many different types of conversations with so many different types of people. So that's the first thing, is slowing your breath down. Now, as I've kind of mentioned on the first video that I put out, when I talk about having a slow life and slow breath, it's actually embodying that slow breathing into your everyday life, minute by minute, if you can, or whenever you actually think about it. So as I said, having it with a conversation is just perfect. So as I said, you're now speaking to that person. You're calm. You're feeling nice and balanced. And then the magic starts to happen. Now, when that person starts to speak to you, they are then getting their flow that's coming in from the universe. So it could be, however you want to state it, coming in from God, coming in from the universe, from Gaia, from Source. However you see the overall creation that we are part of, that's what's happening. So they are then able to converse in the way that they need to, with that safety, with that calm. And it's like then this kind of magic happens where you're in this kind of energy bubble with that person as you're speaking with them. So much so that you know exactly when to start speaking. So it's not like you're sitting there waiting to actually put your point across in that conversation. You're so calm that you know exactly when to start speaking. And the reason why this is happening is because we're all part of one conscious creation. And everybody knows this, maybe they don't, but this is, the reality of life, that we're all part of one consciousness. So therefore, it's like it's one universal voice that is speaking at any one time, every single time. Now that might sound a little bit strange, but when you're in the conversation you're in that really kind of slow state, you'll understand what it is that I mean. So they'll start to speak. Then they take their pause, and then you start to speak also. But then what's happening for you is the flow from Gaia, from God, from Source is coming through you also. So it's like, as I said, you're in this really beautiful energy bubble where the both of you are speaking. But even though it's coming out of your mouth and it's coming out of their mouth, it's actually the voice that's actually coming from the creator or coming from Source. Because if you are going on a spiritual awakening journey, the way that I have been for many, many years, you know that we are being guided constantly to what it is that we need in our world at any particular time. And so therefore, when you're having the conversation, it's exactly the same thing. You're coming into it, it's like you're listening to the sounds or the energy that's actually coming through from the universe or coming through from Source, and you're conversing, and you are having this conversation between the two of you. What that then does is, when you both walk away from that conversation, the both of you will have got something from it. So it could be, I don't know, maybe something that you had thought about that you needed to get the answer from. And it could even be the way that you relate to somebody. It could be something as simple as that, of how you relate or how you need to listen. You're actually getting the answer to that question in that conversation, because that's coming through from Source. And it is exactly the same thing for the person that you're speaking to. So in essence, slowing down your breath and slowing down your life really allows you to see the beauty of everything that is going on around you. All of the answers that you need to the questions that you're asking yourself on a daily basis is being shown to you all of the time. When we are not slow and everything's chaotic and there's so much noise going on around, and all the mind is coming in and it's telling us all of these types of stories and you know, limiting beliefs, etc. You're not connecting to that source, that one source. You do sometimes when your mind's not going off too much, but to be able to have that flow happening on a more regular basis, that's when you need to slow your breath down so that you can actually see, feel, and hear all of the whispers, which is what I call them, the whispers that the universe is sending out to you constantly, because it is a constant thing. It's a constant thing. So slowing your breath down allows you to really connect and be present. It allows you to have that connection with that one consciousness. It also allows you to stay in the now because you're concentrating on your breathing. When you concentrate on your breathing and you start breathing, you automatically stop thinking. So you are concentrating on the now. And yeah, it just really allows for a more beautiful existence. And I hope that this is something that you can take away with you today. I do have a free download if you want to bring a bit of slow breath work into your day. You can just plug that in, plug your headphones on and switch that on at any time. There are some breathing techniques that I've put in there with a little bit of calming meditation and some beautiful music. And so whenever you are, you know, having I don't know, maybe a stressful moment, a bit of anxiety coming up, or you really just need to step away from that noise, pop the headphones in, listen to that, and really bring yourself back down to that state of calm and of peace and of balance, which is what we were all given to us at the start. But obviously everything else that's going on around us has, you know, solidified all of that basically. So thank you again for listening, and wishing you a beautiful day or night depending on when you're actually listening to this, and I look forward to sharing with you about slow breathing and a slow life again soon. Bye.